almost everyone that watches my streams don't like and subscribe. I know, that is very, very no-no. That is very, very no-no, dude. So you need to drop a like and subscribe, okay? You need to like and subscribe, dude. All the that. Yeah, we're just gonna do random stuff in the. Oh my god, all the vending machines are not here. I know, not even the quads are there. Huh? Zero for me. 0 people are watching. I'm a poor kid. Wait, 46 people in this match, for reals? I can't emote. Why can't I emote? They disabled emoting? That's so stupid. I'm going over there. There's no quads, really? Oh my god, that's so stupid. It's gonna be at the big screen. It's gonna be right here. Also, like I said, like and subscribe, even though there's 0 people watching me right now. Like and subscribe. All the cool kids are doing it. In order for you to be a cool kid, you need to do it. What doing, Mr. Airhead? I can't emote. I would do the middle finger emote. Oh, nice. But they removed it. Nice.
I live on a house.
I live on a house on a house on a house.
I live on a house, dude.
Yeah, me too. Dogs have 4 legs. What are we even talking about? Oh my god. Also, why is my like audio like disabled?
Okay, I live on a house that has a floor and a bed.
Yeah, I don't know why you mentioned the fact of the bed so much, but I guess every house must have a bed for you to sleep on.
I don't know, right?
That's so important.
You know?
Yeah,
It's
it
good
is.
for 2 people.
Sometimes depends.
California, dude. I live on the hot 4.
What the hell are you even talking about, dude?
I don't know. Someone wants to get my location.
I need a gun. I need a weapon. This is America. All Americans need weapons. Also, I need shields. Oh no, my health bar. I don't have any health bar. I need health. No. I also need mats. I need mats. I can't crank 90s.
I live in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, I live in Sacramento. Almost going to Fresno.
Yeah, I keep Sacramento. I live on LA.
Yeah, totally. You totally don't know each other in real life.
Yo. Are you guys both streaming?
Yeah, I do, dude. I do.
Are you guys both streaming right now?
Yeah, we're both streaming.
Alright. Really? This is Sean. Huh?
You just cursed, dude. God damn it.
What do you mean?
Commenting on my shot, not dumb, dude.
Who, me?
Wait,
No.
wait, what does
I'm
it
not
even
even-
say in your chat, dude?
Don't do that at 46 years old.
Dude, I'm not even in your streaming.
I mean, he is right, or else he would hear us in the background.
If I live in San Diego, what part of San Diego then? Let's see if you're real.
Yeah.
You know where I live. If I'm San Diego, what part of San Diego?
Who are you talking to?
Oh yeah, in San Diego, he lives in Blueberry Fago.
Yeah, I live in Blueberry Fago, son.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly where he lives.
I know, right?
If they haven't disabled it,
He said he. Wait, he said he.
alright, I'm gonna watch Derek's stream.
It's Adrian.
Bye.
He said he. Adrian is the only friend that says TT. Adrian is the only friend that says TT. It's Adrian. He's the only friend that I have.
Yeah, it's the weeb laugh. It's the weeb laugh. It must be either him or Jacob.
Nah, it's Adrian.
Yeah, it has to be Adrian. It has to be Adrian. I'm watching it. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. It must be Adrian. It must be Adrian.
Yeah, it's Adrian. It's Adrian.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be. Damn, Adrian, you just bring your plan, dude.
Fortnite event. What is this?
It has to be. Damn, Adrian, you just ruined your
Curses.
plan,
Wait,
dude.
what?
You had to teach him.
It's Nagato from Naruto.
You see it now, Derek? My name? Is it like cooler than the previous one?
Look who else is in your chat.
What's up, dude? What's up, dude?
What doing?
What's up, Arturo? What's up, dude?
Also, I like how I'm the only person watching.
Nah, you're not, actually.
Who's
no,
watching you?
two people.
Who's watching you?
Come on, wait.
Actually, no.
Wait, hold on.
I'm not gonna do that, not, dude.
But you're not going to Vista del Mar. Which one are you going then?
Oh, she said Orson. Okay. So it has to be Jacob or Adrian. Jacob or Adrian or Fred, because I'm still pushing Fred.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Jacob or Adrian? Jacob or Adrian or Fred? Because I'm still pushing Fred.
Derek, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
There's nothing. 5 minutes for the event, though. 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, 5 minutes. Sure.
Alright. Tell me my Gmail. Tell me my email or
Look who just liked and subscribed. Look who just liked and subscribed. Oh, whoa, oh, oh! Also, I like how nobody's just watching me.
People are watching me. Alright, let's go up.
Nobody's watching me.
Oh, she said I also know Arturo Basurdo. Okay.
Wait, what? Okay.
So is Jacob, Fred, or Adrian?
Or Christian, because
It's
he
not
has
me.
Nagato as his background,
It's not
and he
me.
sometimes says hee.
Alright, tell me my info, dude. Tell me something about my info. Tell me something about my info.
No,
It's
it's
not
Christian
me.
because one. No,
It's
it's
not
Christian.
me.
It's Christian because one of his PlayStation accounts is called Cursed Exploit, so it has to be him. And he likes
has to be
Naruto and he says
Christian.
hee, so it must be him. It must
It
be
has
him.
to be Christian. It has to be Christian.
Yesterday I gave Christian my channel. I remember. Yesterday I gave.
Oh, yeah, Christian, yeah,
Yeah, he said Arturo stop. Feel like Arturo stop saying it.
Yeah, so it has to be him.
We got you, Christian. We got you.
Yeah, yeah.
We got Christian.
It's all
We
over.
got Christian real hard, dude.
Yeah.
Got you, Christian. We got you. You got Christian. You got Christian real hard there.
Oh, he said Arturo. Yep, he knows me. Of course he knows me.
People watching, wait.
Yeah,
Why would he
me.
say
Look,
he's
three
46
actually.
Who are watching? Who's the other one watching?
I don't know. Me, Christian, and someone else.
Okay, yeah, Arturo's going to Sims. Okay, so.
I'm not going to Sims. Damn, I'm going to Vista del Mar.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Arturo's going to Sims. Okay, so. 30 minutes for the night.
No, I'm actually not going to Sims. I'm going to Vista del Mar.
30 minutes for the event.
He said said you can keep your attitude.
Dude, he's on the lobby right now. Christian's in the lobby right now.
Ah, hell yeah.
You keep your attitude.
Wait, what?
He's definitely him. He's definitely him.
Ah, hell yeah.
He like, he said, what do you mean?
Yeah, that is him.
He said, I'm Jake.
He said, what do you mean?
Oh my god! Oh! 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 Oh, dude! Oh my god! The only emote I can do is this one.
Wait, I'm gonna try it. Wait. How do you even do it?
You just hold R3. Hold it.
R3, R3, R3. Where's R3?
It's like the right joystick. No, like don't crouch. Just leave it pressed.
Oh, there we go.
That's the only emote I can do. Like, I don't know.
He left. He left. Yeah, he was definitely him.
No, now it's just me. Now it's just me.
Yeah, he left. Yeah, he was definitely him. He left, dude. He was definitely him.
He left because we found him out. 1 minute and 30 minutes and 30 seconds.
Alright, let me sit around for 1 minute 30 seconds, I guess. He like, and when we said like, oh my god, get pumped, because he just left, you like, they were like,
When we said like, oh my god, you pop here, he just left. He like, I'm pretty sure they were like, they're dumb.
Alright.
I'm doing the headbanger emote.
El espectáculo comenzará en 1 minuto.
The show starts in 55 seconds. How do you... Are you sure we want to watch the event with him? Are you sure? Fine.
Go to game chat. Go to game chat.
Hello.
What's up, Exploit?
Hi.
Are you sure
Oh,
you
so
want to watch
yes,
the
yeah.
event with him? I mean, fine. Wait, it's
What's up,
the
Chris
day.
Exploit?
Oh my god, look, the day is going in really fast.
What's up, Chris?
Oh,
Look, that's my day, dude. Because we're in quarantine. We don't even, that's how we feel. Because we're in quarantine, that's how we feel.
look at that. It went through the night really quick. Look at that.
Nighttime again. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4,
4,
3, 2,
3.
1. I'm gonna leave Dirk's live stream because it's just gonna be a lot of background noise.
Yeah, put it off.
What the? They scammed us.
Oh, we got scammed. Alright, let's go.
Oh no, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah, what are you guys doing?
They running, they beating white people down just to show us what's coming, or to show us we nothing, or to show us we only welcome when singing or balling. Shut up and dribble.
Oh, that's sad. They don't let them in because they're black.
Oh.
Champion, welcome to We the People.
Oh, that's
Today,
cool.
We are having a very candid conversation with
I'm not me, Christian,
and
because of
artists
saying that.
who want to make sure that you use your voice to vote. Voting is your voice. So we have so many different issues that have happened in this country. It's really, truly unprecedented time. So I'm looking forward to these conversations. I think you'll be educated as well as entertained, but most importantly informed. We have morethanavote.org, whenweallvote.org, and fairfight.com. Those resources are imperative as we try to change our future.
Yeah, la la.
There's no way that we can talk about hip hop, or even the fact that we want to talk about activism, black voter suppression, without bringing in this guy straight from Port Arthur, Texas. We were talking about Bun B. He is an activist, a scholar, and an all-around gentleman. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. Bun, I don't want to start heavy, but I guess I have to because that's where we are in the world today. It's heavy as hell. And when you think about
Go to Porsche
what
now.
needs to
Go
happen
to
in this
Porsche.
country in terms of change.
The first thing that comes to mind, right? Black people need to be seen as equals in this world. You know, we had to fight just to be recognized as a full citizen. in this country, and not 3/5.
The world is now seeing what we've known for so long in the culture and in the community. The one way that we can fight is obviously voting. Talk to me about what voting means to you.
I hear people all the time talking about one vote doesn't matter and that voting doesn't make a difference. If that's true, why do they work so hard to suppress the black vote? Because they understand the power of the vote. And so it's time that black people collectively also understand the power of their vote. And not just on a national level, because a lot of times we only have this conversation every 4 years. People need to be very much involved in their local politics. They need to understand who their elected officials are, where they stand on issues that affect you. And you need to use your vote to
Yo,
either
looking at
support
us,
the ones
they must be
that
fans.
care about you and your condition,
Oh my god,
or to
dude.
elect people who do. A newer initiative that
He
we're
might be.
dealing with
Oh
is
no, they're going away.
educating felons, right? So in the state of Texas, if you're a felon, right, if you've been to
Must
jail
be.
or to prison, but you're no longer on probation or parole, you have the right to register to vote.
Every
Another
time
thing
I
that was
disagree,
just
I'm
brought
gonna
to
just
my
do this.
attention, there's an initiative called Orange, which is happening not just in Houston, but all over the country. If you're in jail currently,
No, I'm not in
during
jail.
pretrial, but you have not been convicted, like you're still in jail waiting for your day in court, you are still eligible to vote.
And you said something so key. They work so hard to hope that we stay uninformed, but more
Wait,
What the
importantly, to
heck?
suppress the black vote. If you could do one thing
Wait,
with this
hold up.
message that we're trying to send today about how important voting is, what type of images would you like
What did you
for
read?
people to understand and see when they go
Why
to
are you
these
guys
polls
blaming
and
it
vote
on
or when they
me?
cast their ballots?
I think the images that we've all
And
seen,
what, and what,
I'm
and what
saying
is
for
even
decades in this
that?
country, if not centuries in this country, we've seen black people oppressed, we've seen black people attacked. So every time you look back and you see those old black and white
Yeah.
images of people of color being attacked by dogs and people of color being sprayed with
Yeah.
hoses, that's what they were
Yeah.
fighting for. Back then, they were just fighting for a chance to vote.
Oh my
People like Martin
god.
Luther King
I guess
Jr.,
the
people
aircraft
like
versus
Malcolm
Bush
X,
versus Bush Ranger
these
war is
people
more famous than
died
we
to help
thought.
us be in a position to have the power that we have now, which is to be able to cast a vote and make a decision
I like
about
how
the
you
people
have
that have
dynamite
control over
like
our
right
lives.
next to your head. It
So,
makes it
I
look
mean,
like you're
if,
ready to
if
throw
you
it.
if you in your own community need a reason
Hey,
to
Mr.
vote,
Default.
look at a person like George Floyd. If the people in your city are not open to police
Alright,
reform,
Derek, it
are not
wasn't me. I
open
was
to
trying
having
to
a
trick you this whole
conversation about
time. I
defunding the
wanted to
police,
get you
are
scared.
not open to issues
I like how
concerning
you thought it
economic
was fair,
equality,
and then
judicial equality,
Adrian.
racial equality, right? If they're scared to say Black Lives Matter, you have the power to put people in those positions
And I
who
was
do
trying to
believe
make
that
it
Black Lives
less
Matter,
me.
who do believe in racial equality, economic
But yeah, you
equality,
But
just have
who see us,
Nagato in
Arturo
your
was the one
profile
that
right?
picture,
Who
exposed
see
and you
me, so
us,
know
I'm
me. You obviously
unfriended
know me.
and
and
other
if the
friends.
people in your
And,
community
and
don't
also the
feel that
name,
way,
Cursed
vote them
Exploit.
out.
So
It's that simple. It's just vote them out.
just kind
We,
of
we
gave it
don't
up.
have enough time to sit around and hope that people change their mind.
Yeah,
It's,
Bumpy, you point out something so important. We have the power.
No, it says
And that is
that
in our vote,
the
and
internet
that is with our
connection
voice, and that's how
quality
we use
is
our voice.
currently
I
not
think
sufficient.
a moment, but it is a movement. Not just a moment, it is a movement. Why, in your opinion, was it George
But it might
Floyd's
end the live
death?
stream out of
Why
the
was
normal.
that the chosen brutality for people to
And
say, "Oh my
if
God,
that
black
happens,
people
I'm
are
gonna
afraid
start
to
live
this
streaming again.
country," and it is not fair.
I think it's twofold, Carrie. In so many different encounters between people of color and the police, there simply is no proof of what happened in the interaction.
she's
And so what happens is in a court of law,
Arturo, you
it
should get.
tends to lean toward the
Remember
policeman's
the
point of view, right?
map
In this
in
case,
Minecraft
we saw very
that
clearly
was
what
after the
happened.
launch?
I think the other
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is due to the fact that
That map
everyone
will
was at
never be
home,
finished.
basically during this time
Apparently
period
not.
in relation to the
Yeah,
coronavirus.
because of
You
the
couldn't avoid it,
Coronavirus! They said it in
right? It was
Fortnite.
on
They said it
every
in
television
Fortnite.
station. It was on every social media
New skin, new
platform.
skin.
Everywhere you turn, you were constantly hit
Imagine
upside
they
the head
release a new
with
skin
this
of it.
message. You see in the
Coronavirus
interaction that
skin.
this man did nothing to deserve what happened.
That's right. That's so well said
Oh,
because
oh,
if you
hey,
think
your
about
fans.
it, in
Derek,
the grand
you
scheme
have like
of
1,000
things,
fans.
it wasn't worth it, and he didn't have to lose his life. I think that we brought on
Right now,
touched
from
on
the
something that a
position
lot of
I'm at,
people
makes it
talk
look like you're
about,
looking at
and
this
that is now
dude's
defunding
ass.
the police. That has been such a huge conversation, but there's so many misconceptions around defunding and dismantling.
Hey, you stole my
If
spot.
you will,
You stole.
educate.
All right, so most people, when they hear the term defund the police, they tend to think
Alright,
of,
I'm right here.
they're going to take away our police
right here.
department. Nothing can be further from
I'm
the
right
point.
here.
Defunding
Was
the
you
police
in
means that
Minecraft?
in certain communities, even Houston, take for example, we had over $1
Should we play
billion
Minecraft
allocated
After
to our
the
for
police
event.
force.
Abdullah?
Now, what is that money being used for? Some of that money tends to be allocated towards riot shields, right? Pepper spray, right? That kind of thing. That's only
Arturo, you
used
should get the
against the
game
people that
called Rocket
fund
Arena.
this budget. right? So why would the people want to supply the police with the means to
Oh, it
oppress them?
is?
If the police are concerned about the situations
Oh.
in certain communities
Better hope it
with a higher
stays
crime
free
rate,
until you get a
well, higher
PC.
crime rates tend to happen in communities where there's not
But Arturo, you should get it.
there's not
Get
employment
what?
opportunities, right?
Lock
There's
it
not a
right.
lot of social services, and
Yeah, I
people
probably
are
should.
going to do what they need to
I
do
know how to
to
play
You're
take care
because
of
gonna
my
love it.
themselves and
Kilo
their
showed
families.
me how to.
When the community has more opportunities for employment,
The
more
battle pass
opportunities
just
for
came
upward
today.
mobility,
I was
then
inviting
they tend
Jacob.
to be
Like,
a
who
less
is
of a
this?
Yeah,
drain on the government. They tend to
actually,
have a lower
today was
crime
the very
rate,
first day of
and
season
because
one.
of that, you will have less need for the police in
Mm-hmm.
those communities.
You're
You
OG
I
are
would.
of two
passionate
games
about
now.
so many different
Who, me?
things in terms of
Yes.
making sure that
I know, I got
we
it. I
are
got it
leaders
3
of
days
color. Talk
after
to
I
me
came
about
out.
some of the other projects that you're working on.
Well, right now, obviously, being a part of More Than a Vote is
Actually, I should play
essential.
it.
We're dealing with primaries in this country right now, and we just want to
I'm
educate
an
people. We want to
OG of
inform people because
Monopoly.
people are tired, they're angry,
Just
they're
kidding, Monopoly
concerned,
was my
and they
favorite.
want information and they want action. And so we want to make sure that we give them the right information and lead
How
them
long
in the
is the
right
movie?
direction. And we
Do you
thank
guys know?
the people that do not look like us
No.
for standing with us right now because it's very important that people who aren't black be involved, because if black people could have gotten rid of racism, we would have
Oh,
done it
I
hundreds of
totally
years ago.
forgot
And
that.
so I'm trying to
Arturo,
use
you
my
never
voice
told
and
me
my
happy birthday.
platform just to let people know that if
When
they
is
feel
it
like
even?
I do, there's a number of places they can
July
go
10th. I
to enact
invited you
change in their
that day and you
community.
kept
People
on
need to
ignoring.
know about
Oh,
how
well,
their
happy
city council
birthday,
runs.
even though
They
it's a
need
little
to
bit
know
late.
that they have the ability to
It's
speak in city
like
council meets,
11
to
3
let
days.
them
months,
know
no,
that that's not
3 months,
the
no,
way that
3
they
weeks or
feel
2
their
weeks
city
late.
needs to be run. Those are not the places that they feel the money of their
And Bob,
community needs to be allocated.
and Bubby, even a step further, they can run for office in their local community. They can run for positions. Like people act like they leave it up to somebody else. If you're upset, it's not hard to get on the school board. It's not hard to be a part of the city council. It really isn't. And depending on how small your town is, you could be a mayor. It's the power is with the people, and we need to just know that that's
I'm
happening.
already level 8 with the
Absolutely.
new
And it's always
character.
been with the people. You know, if you look at Trayvon Martin's mother, Sabrina Fulton, right? She felt that there was a system of racism and a system of oppression that led to her son's death. And so what did she do? She ran for city council and she was elected
Yeah.
city council. Our own former president, 44, Barack
Right?
Obama, right, started in the community as an
Wait,
activist,
the movie
ran
already
for an
ended?
elected position, became senator,
No, wait.
ran for another elected position, and became president of the United States. So don't think that you can't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of power. Your voice is enough to make a difference.
Amen. I feel like I need to go out and run for something. You gave me a rousing speech there, sir. I've been you as a black man. How are you doing? Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm good. I have a very strong relationship with God, so prayer definitely works for me. I have children and grandchildren who are watching me, who are encouraged by what I do, and they're proud of me right now, you know, and that's really what matters, you know. The change starts at home, you know, so
So as long as you have a support system that believes in what you're doing and supports you in what you're doing, you have everything you need in
there
order
and
to
fight the
fight.
good fight. And for
And for those that don't, there's a community of people here to help you. So you can go to places
like
like
morethanavote.org, there are
morethanavote.org.
many
There's
different places that will
Dude,
encourage you,
look,
inform you, and
look
there
at
will
the chat.
continue
Look,
groups of people that feel
dude, I
like you
dare you,
that are
dude.
ready to take
Dude,
action. So
go
no
to
one
my
has to
live
go
stream and
about
go to
this
the chat.
alone if they want to
Look
do
what
it.
the chat says. It says, "Hello,
And we're
Arturo
stronger
Basurto.
together.
You
And
have
we've been
been
saying it
picked to
ever since
participate
the
on our
beginning of the
Fortnite
year that
competitive
we've been
team. We
having
saw
this
that
moment.
your stats on
Bubby, it has
Fortnite,
been
and we
an
loved
occasion,
it.
always a pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep fighting, my boy.
Keep up the
Just
good
go to my
fight.
live stream.
Yeah, la la.
Oh, here's the next
So our
person to
next
talk.
guest, I have to admit,
Here's
I'm
the
a fan,
next person to
but
talk
there
in
are
the
so many
event.
different people that we could talk to, and I thought it was so imperative that we speak with her. You know her as Molly on the huge, successful show Insecure, HBO's Insecure. She also has a comedy special highlighting her Nigerian roots, and she's an amazing podcaster. Let's welcome in Yvonne Orji, everyone. You have such a beautiful way of making things funny, giving us our medicine with some humor, right? The humor and the healing. You bring all of that to your space. And right now, as you look across this country and how everyone is so broken and so upset,
Oh, right.
it's not social injustice, it's the pandemic, it's depression, it's unemployment.
Right, right,
The
right,
list
right,
goes
right,
on and
right.
on. How are you doing?
To get in contact our staff, thanks for picking
I'm
YouTube.
rediscovering self in a way that is hard but necessary.
Okay.
That will lead to ultimate joy. I know it sounds like a lot, but no, I think
I don't know.
put
I really
thing
don't
and
know.
I put all of us on a
It's a tough
global
choice.
timeout. Like we just,
Can I be
America
on both or
hasn't done as
not?
good as other people when it comes to timeouts because everyone else is out playing at
If I
recess,
can't, then it's
and
gonna
we
be a really tough
the
decision. But if
prisoners
I
all
can,
just
then
hoping and wishing we
then
can
I'm gonna
come
be
out.
on
But
both
I
Aqua
think
and
that
YouTube.
if we settle into the timeout and really learn the
Me
lesson that
neither.
we're supposed to learn from this season, I think we'll emerge better.
He
We'll
left.
learn how to play well
F.
with others in more
I mean,
ways
poor
than
guy.
one.
We muted him only for the event.
And
After the
so
event, we were
personally for
gonna
me,
unmute him.
I'm taking this time to learn me
Okay,
in a
just
new way. I feel like I'm being
yeah.
because sometimes the busy uh, confounds the work that we're supposed to actually be doing. We're busy doing other stuff, but we got work that we need to do on the inside. And I'm like, I'm leaning into it. I'm like, dang, I thought I was gonna be able to rest like everybody else. And this guy's like, nah, we got work to do.
You know what? And I think that's what everybody is saying about 2020. It's demanding that we be better. And you said it's a global timeout. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's like everyone sit down, be humble, to quote the great prophet Kendrick Lamar. But like,
Kendrick
really sit
Lamar.
down and let's reevaluate some things. Let us unearth and shake up the things that we have been trying to hide within ourselves, within our
I
nation.
mean, they're talking about
I think
really
America
important
is going
stuff,
through an unraveling right
but
now, a much needed, a much necessary
I
one,
don't
and
know
I
about you.
think all eyes on us, right? There is no, oh, I was on the subway for an hour, so I didn't miss that thing that happened. No, everybody was home. Everybody,
I don't know.
was watching when George Floyd
I kind of
died,
want to keep
and
watching.
everybody,
I don't know
no
why.
one could hide it. Everyone was watching when Amy Cooper called the cops. Like, this is a time where it's like, oh, we can't pretend it's safe. We can't excuse it away. No. Double time out, sit down, watch, and let's
First,
learn.
ask your
And
mom
globally, it's like,
if you
hey,
can give up
we were
anymore.
going business as usual, but it ain't usual no more. Like
Oh wait,
that's
so your mom
old.
said that you could give up
Anytime change
arena?
occurs, it's very uncomfortable. And so right now we're sitting with
Why?
we're getting we're getting comfortable with the uncomfortable.
The minorities, we've been comfortable
Party
with being
moving in
uncomfortable with
30
each other.
minutes?
That to
Dude, what is
me
that? Look at
explains
the
just
top
the
of your screen.
existence for whatever we want to do, how we break into our careers, how we live our lives, how we
Should
find
we wait or
ourselves one
not?
of the few or one of the first. And that's a lonely road. When
Wait,
you
I
But
look
dude,
thought
at
so they
something
said
like a
party
global
moving.
timeout,
Party
everybody wants to pay
moving.
attention
What
to
is that? I want to stick
everyone
around
wants
to
to
see
pay
that.
attention to
oh,
George Floyd.
that
And something is happening. I'm gonna watch
As
the
a
live.
people, as a country,
Okay.
no.
we are global.
After that means that they're gonna
I
switch
think,
the
well,
screen to
one,
the
we're
bigger
not
one.
minorities, Carrie. You already know it. It's like these labels that they put
Well,
on
I
us.
haven't seen that in
It's like
Party
the
Royale
same way of saying like black
yet,
on black violence. Also,
so I
there's
want to
no
see
white on
that.
white violence. It's branding,
Yeah,
I'm
right? It's all
assuming it does
branding.
that.
you're right. You're
It's
I don't
right.
like
know.
white people
I don't
think
know what
white
it
people
is.
every single day. So no, there
Oh
is
wait,
no
Honestly,
after
black on
the
black
means that
violence.
Rocket
And
Arena
if you
does?
say black on black violence, well then let's brand white on white violence. Like
Okay.
I watch Investigation Discovery. Into
Yes,
any of that.
I'll probably play after the live.
yes.
So, I just even like, but to answer your question,
So after
what
the
does
ask
that
your
do?
parents.
I think what everyone
Rocket
expected
Arena.
is what
No,
has
my
happened
dad
in the
isn't
past
here.
when the world was still open,
Ask
right?
when he
Is
comes
that
back.
okay? You had
Or
He's
your
not coming back
people,
grandma.
till tomorrow.
from Trayvon Martin to Castillo to
Well, ask
Sandra Bland. You had
someone that's there to call your
lives
dad
lost,
and say,
and
"Oh, can you
black people
start
made
by
some
Rocket
noise.
Arena?"
We rioted,
I'll ask him when he
Are
gets
you
back.
home
got out
alone?
on the streets, we
No,
started the Black Lives Matter
I'm at
movement,
TJ.
all of those things, and then
Are you in TV?
white people kind of just like, oh, let's give them something, and then
Most
it's
people
like,
out of TJ are probably
is it
gonna know
over?
what it is.
It's like Oscar is so black. Okay, good.
So I kind of
We get
revealed where
two
I am right
Oscars.
now.
Are we good now? Like,
But now we're
are we
all being a
even?
bit.
And it's now it's just like, oh
Why are
no
you
no no
playing
no no no.
NBA
This is not
2K20?
about
You
like
just
a band-aid. It's like, yo, we might have to amputate the leg a little bit, but it's all right.
no.
By amputating the leg, we're gonna save the
You
body.
know what? I'm gonna
And so I
play
think
Kingdom
that's what's
Hearts.
happening now. Like America is realizing, like, oh, black people aren't just making a little bit of noise. Like the protests are still
Don't
out.
care.
The
Wait, do you wanna play
conversations are still
duels?
being
Do you wanna
had. The
do
change is
the?
still being. Oh, this is not going no way. And no, it's not because we
The
need
hide on top
systematic
of the
change.
vault.
What a beautiful way to explore what is
I also
happening
have
and
NBA
describe our country.
2K20,
We might have
but
to
my brother
amputate the
plays
leg,
that
but
one.
that's to save the body. That's what's
I don't know
happening.
how.
That's beautiful. And to that end,
No,
I
no,
have to
no,
ask you
no, I
this
do that
because
one
the
on
way
my
that
back.
we do that, we
Because my
use
brother
our
broke his
voice.
arm.
And our voice right now
My
in this
brother broke
world,
his
in this
arm
country, is our
playing,
vote.
playing.
And Everyone
Yes, but
talks
I don't know
about
how to
voting and
play
how
that.
important it is, but I feel like more than ever we understand that it's not just about voting every
I
4 years
really
for the
don't
man
care.
in office. It's about your local elections. It's about the
No.
mayor. It is about the district attorney, the people who have the power to bring charges against police
We're
if
gonna
police
play with
Also,
force
I
Dr.
don't
violate
Drew?
an issue in
understand.
your
Like
community, if you care about your
the
school
Fortnite
district. You can run for
competitive
the school
team.
board.
Like
I ask this of you,
what
right? Your
is that?
parents are from
I've never
Nigeria.
heard of that.
You are Nigerian.
A
You
what?
talk about that very lovingly. What does voting mean for you?
You know, I think voting is power. I
Mm.
remember, I became a naturalized citizen
Like
back
YouTube's
in
competitive kind?
the 90s when because I was still a minor. My mom naturalized me, so we were able to do it under her. And just even that power of like we are American citizens and all
I
the
wanna play with
access
Dr.
we
Drew.
have by being a
So
citizen.
bad.
One of those accesses and
I
those
wanna play with Dr.
power
Drew.
being
My
voting.
sister
It's a
played so
big
bad.
deal. It's a big deal because not only are we do we have the opportunity to be in this country, but now we can be of the country. We can be
Mhm.
of the system. We can be
I'm already
of
in
the
Minecraft.
rules. We can
I
be
mean, no,
of
Fortnite.
what it actually affords. But I think going back to your earlier comment about
Valorant.
just the setup of systems, I think we
There's
are done
not
a
gonna be
disservice
Valorant
either
this
in
year.
schools or whatever it is. And I'm not putting teachers on blast. I think teachers do a phenomenal job, but for some
The
reason,
game's not
we do
dead.
not, and give them all the raises. I know so many
It's
parents who
boring
are
if
like,
you watch
I'm like,
gameplay.
this child of mine, I do love them, but hey, who, where can I drop them off? And I do think that there's a disservice done because, again, when we talk about voting, to your point, we talk about every 4 years. It's important to vote for the presidency. We don't realize, like, oh, snap, we actually can vote about, like, how much our libraries get. It's like small things like that, but they make a big difference.
When you
I
think of
wish I
voter
could buy
suppression in this
Starly or
country, what
Scarlet
does it look like
Panther.
for you?
It's the systems. When we talk about voter suppression, we also talk about systematic racism, right? It's all the systems that set up, and we've normalized. Okay, maybe your job will give you a half day, or maybe you'll be able to get this luxury.
I
It
don't
shouldn't be
like
a
the
luxury. It should be built
Peely.
into the system. It should be
No,
built
I'm
into
not
the
gonna
fabric
play
of how
that.
we vote. But maybe you'll be able to get this luxury in order to
Cause I
enable
don't
you to
want
go
to.
vote. Think about everything disenfranchised,
Where is it? I don't
marginalized
want to.
black person has to endure in a day. So in a day, you need to get to
Cause I
work.
don't want
If
to.
something happens to your car, if something happens to your child care, if something happens to,
Yeah,
there's so
I'm
many
so
factors
good
along
at
the
the
way that can send
game.
you into a tailspin as an American. And then you
That's
add
really
on
sad,
as a
boy.
person of color. If you're just trying to get to vote and you already have to go through all of these hurdles and hoops in your everyday life, imagine the one day when your voice really is supposed to matter the most in this country. But then you also see
No,
all the
not yet.
times that you tried to have your
Wait,
voice matter,
I
Yeah.
still
and
don't
then
have
it's been
TP20?
shut down, repressed, told it doesn't matter, and then you're kind of like, what's the point?
How do we keep
Wow, just
how do we
wow.
keep hope though? If I'm watching this right now, I wanna I how do we as a people stay
Okay,
How do
hopeful when
you?
we believe in the
from a little part
promise
right there, I heard
that
that
these quote
you
unquote
wanted to
forefathers
beat
have
me.
given us?
Because have you met black people by default?
And they don't
Like
even
hope
know
is
how to
infused in
play.
our DNA. Like you're
Me
like
too.
you know what? If we haven't been broken as through be
It's
it through
not like
slavery,
FIFA.
through
Give it to me. Give
capitalism,
it to me.
through
Give it
No, it
to
through
me.
isn't. FIFA
colonization,
you
through
carry the.
segregation,
No, you don't
through
carry the ball.
I mean,
You
the
have to
history
have
of
it
black
in
people
your
in
hands.
this country is at one point we were 3/5 people.
Yeah.
That's it.
At one point,
That was a written law. And look at us
Yeah, I
now. We
didn't
are
like it.
whole. We are black girl magic. We are black boy joy. We are, what I'm saying? What I think about in terms of giving us hope, right? We're making a lot
What?
of people nervous right now,
Then
Gary. We're making a lot of people
then
nervous right now because they're like, dang, we put all these obstacles in their way, and these jokers are resilient. But that should give us hope. That should give us hope that like we can't stop, won't stop. I mean, I went to the school of
then
Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag Harlem
They
Shake.
really can't believe they released a
Won't
season
stop.
6 battle pass
And
skin
I
into a
think that's our
pack.
motto. We can't stop voting, and we won't
wait.
stop voting. Thriving.
to that end, because you led me
Zoe looks
directly there,
nothing
I've been asking
like
everyone
this
who's appeared
skin.
on this platform, what does activism look like? And I feel like back in the day, we had an idea. Yes, it is marching. Yes, it is protesting. Yes, it is speaking out against things that we feel are not right or unjust. But talk to me about what activism looks like for Yvonne Orji.
For a second, I actually
Activism,
had
I
two
think the
viewers, but
beauty
now
of
I just have one.
activism is that it has many faces, right? You're gonna have
Haha,
the people
laugh
on the front
funny.
lines. Like, you know what? Martin Luther King marched, but there were a lot of women who were in the homes like, hey, BT Dubs, when they come back, this is how we support all the people who are marching on the front lines. And we're gonna be here doing what we know to do best here. And you know what? Somebody needs to bail them out of jail so now we need to be in the community getting money or whatever it is. So it's like everybody has a
Wait,
position to play and fulfill the
tomorrow
position
is
towards the end,
the
right? So whoever
weekly
you are
challenges, the
and
new
whatever you
one,
do,
the week
play your
7,
position. So
or when?
activism could look like, you know what? I'm not the one that's built to be on the front line, but you know what? My pockets go deep, so I'm gonna support the people on the front line. I'm a comedian. Black joy is a form of activism.
There's always a call for entertainers or celebrities that have the platform to do something. Why aren't you speaking out? I'm not a believer in thinking that it's mandatory. Like you said, everyone can be an activist and be activated in different ways. But talk to me about the connection. Talk to me about the marginalization in your world and how you feel like
It's gonna
it,
be the
it
blackest
even
skin.
inspires you to say more and use your platform to do more.
Beneath the surface of what we do, like Niecy Nash says, it's the the who, right? The who is the person who's going to be like, hey, let me call this out. Either in terms of overt racism, in terms of ways that we can be better, in terms of ways that we can actually be more
Yeah, I
uplifting to
think
the
just have
community that
not say hello, Mato.
you may not even realize that you're serving.
Before I let you go, talk to me about the urgency, in your opinion, for people to vote, our people to get out and vote this coming election.
Yeah, I mean, guys, 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 if you think you're tired
Dun,
now,
dun,
I'm
dun,
gonna say this.
dun, dun.
We cannot take this sitting down. We can't take this jokingly. I understand that it may be hard to figure out who to vote for,
Maybe it's gonna
but
be
at
like
the
a
end of
live
the day,
concert when the
we
when the
gotta
thing's
vote
moving.
for our
Who
family
I'm a
knows?
members. We gotta
demonetize
vote for
after
our
all.
legacies. We gotta vote for
Please don't put copyright
continued
music, whatever you
progress.
do.
We have to vote for
Please
upward
don't.
mobility. We
Wait, I
have
forgot to mute Christian. I forgot to mute Christian. I said I was gonna mute him. Okay, there. I muted him.
long
I just remembered.
lasting. And if we succeeded before, we can do it
Yeah.
again. You talk about the hope. This is the time. This is not the time to give up. This is not the time to pretend away that we haven't made progress. We have. There's still much more to be done. And you know what? We might have to get to a point where we pass the baton to our children and our children's children, but we still have work to do now for that generation.
Von Orgy, you are everything. You are Molly, but you are not Molly. But I love you so much as Molly on HBO's Insecure. You are an amazing podcaster, Jesus and Jola. Shout out to Lovey. And then we also have movies. Like you, the world. You're a model, a cover model. Also, wait, don't let me forget your hugely successful stand-up comedy special on HBO. Girl, you're doing it all, and I am so grateful. You're truly the dream, not just the American dream. You're the black girl, brown girl, do it all dream, the immigrant dream, everything. You're a beautiful, beautiful soul. I really, really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Yvonne Orgy, ladies and gentlemen, nothing but the best and excellence personified. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I love you so much, Mama. Mwah.
Yeah, la la.
So Atlanta has been one of the hotbeds in terms of political unrest and social injustice. We've seen so much happen in that city, and we've also seen so much come from that city, including one of our very own founding fathers of the civil rights movement, and that's Martin Luther King Jr. But right now, we want to welcome in someone who has used his platform to talk about voting, to talk about racial injustice, and how he's trying to help. Atlanta's very own Russ joins us now on We the People. Russ, I'm not going to fan out and tell you what some of my favorite songs were that I love to repeat on yours. We're going to get to the topic at hand. So we got to talk about, recently you did an interview where you shared your outlook on culture and music. And you also...
Well, maybe it's gonna be why we're gonna move to the concert, because that
you
is a
have
singer.
privilege, and that is necessary for you to give back. Tell everybody about what that means.
As like it's very obvious, I'm white and I'm in black culture and I'm benefiting financially off of it. So I feel like if you're a white person financially benefiting off of black culture, you have to put finances back into black
I don't
culture.
know.
It's just that simple. The screenshots with your feelings, it just comes off like fake empathy because it comes off very dismissive and very oh, that sucks for y'all. But anyway, back to what I was doing.
Have you felt that way always, or is it now because of the time of where we are in this country?
I've always had the feeling. I think now it's just obviously elevated. It's a new level, and there's new. It's to the point now where you can't. First of all, you can't not say anything. Second of all, though, I just think saying something isn't enough anymore. I think if you have the ability to put money back into a culture that you're financially benefiting from, you have the ability to. You should.
It's interesting that you talk about it in that way because some people do believe that silence is the best way to go because it's hard to talk race, especially if you're white and you're in the black culture. People just feel as if they can't talk about it. They feel awkward. They feel as if they don't have the privilege or the voice or the words. How do you find yourself right now in terms of interacting with people when they want to talk to you about social injustice, police brutality, what's going on in this country right now?
Well, first of all, picking and choosing whether you want to be silent or not about race, that's a privilege in and of itself. But no, I mean, I try to just do my best to listen to the black people around me and the educated black people I have in my life. So I do my best to not act like I have all the answers for everything, especially in a culture that I'm not from. But that's why when we decided to raise the money um, for Black Lives Matter organizations, when we
Yeah.
raised 500,000, we got on the phone with some of the women who started Black Lives Matter. I got on the phone with Tamika Mallory. I was on the phone with Karen Civil and talking with my friends to make sure the money went to like the correct places, and people who really need it. It's just about listening. That's all.
Let's
It's about listening.
let's talk about that for a moment because the way I think of
I don't
activism
know,
for
because
me,
he said
it
he was
looks
gonna
very differently.
copyright me,
It's
so
not
I don't know.
necessarily just protesting on the front lines. I think that's great. That it to be one. What inspired you? What did it look like? You said you raised money for Black Lives Matter. What did you do?
Mhm.
Walk us through everything that you did and how you find yourself in this moment right now.
So for me, it was 3 years ago.
Party moving in 15 minutes. In 4:45.
With a message on them because I
In
figured what
4:45,
better
I'll expect to see something.
to use a platform than in
Party
front of
moving in
a
15
bunch of
minutes, but
people.
fine. I'll unmute him.
It was if you want to change the system, speak up, white silence, prohibition, the whole thing. And it didn't really it kind of swept under the rug back then. But when all this stuff started happening again, and it's been happening, the police brutality against innocent black people, I was like, man, I'm not the biggest artist in the world, and I certainly don't have the most white fans in the world, but I got a good amount of people that I can definitely mobilize and turn into some money. And I know they're down for the cause because it's merch, it's a good thing. And I've always been outspoken anyway, And so, how am I going to be in
Attentive to
black
music.
culture and not be outspoken about racism?
And then I got to ask you this because you grew up in Atlanta, so that gives you a heads up, depending for so many people, because you're in the crux of that beautiful black city where there are so many wonderful black leaders, home of so much great music and things that speak to our culture right now. And we are really, really getting our word out, especially with this platform today, and saying
Mhm.
that we must
Why do I keep
use
having
our
two?
voice
Like
to
for a second,
vote.
I keep having
Talk to
two
me
viewers. Now I
about
only have
what
one.
the importance of voting for you in this upcoming
I
election.
want to watch you.
Yeah, so full transparency, I had never voted before, ever. Um, and because I was one of those people who was like, my vote doesn't matter, and I don't know, maybe it's because I was younger, maybe it's because I really thought that, or I don't know, but I just think that it's got to, now this is a bit of a privilege to say it's got to a breaking point for me because obviously it's been past the breaking point for Black people, but I think that
Oh
as
my
a
god.
whole, the young
Derek, you need
people
to
need
join.
to get out and vote because we're the ones that never show up. You know what I mean? We never show
Nah.
up to vote, but
Well, I was
we're
gonna
the
stream.
future. So it's like, look, we got to go out there and vote, and then whatever
I'm
happens,
alright, but
happens. But at
just in
least we did
case.
our part. You got to do your part.
You're very candid in saying that you just decided to vote, and I think there's a beautiful irony in the fact that you have your fans saying, "Because of you, I'm voting." And there's something beautiful about that. But I want to know why now for you. Why in this moment is it important for you to vote? And what hit your spirit to say, yes, this is the time to do it?
Honestly, because I think that George Floyd really woke up a lot of people who, including myself, who I was vocal and outspoken about racism. I put it in my lyrics. I put it on T-shirts. I would talk about it in interviews. Like, I was vocal about it. But that video in that moment, I think me along with a lot of other people just kind of was like, all right, like words are simply not enough anymore. We gotta do something, whether it's raising money, whether it's voting or all the above. Like we gotta do something, and I'm ashamed that it took that for me to be like, I need to raise money and I need to vote.
Hey.
It's a shame. And I don't know, it just,
There's a guy
I
that's
guess
trying
it
to get my
snapped a
camera.
bunch of people
Like
out
his
of it,
face on the camera.
And even if you were vocal and whatnot, it's time to actually put your money where your mouth is. It's time to go vote. It's
Monetization.
Time to just stop
Here we
talking
go.
about it and be about it.
Sorry,
And it's been
it's
time for
because this
that,
guy.
but
I was hiding
like
on
I
top of
said,
the door, and he knew
I'm
where I
ashamed that
was.
it took me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
this long
mute
to
you in
actually-
case you accidentally say anything else. Okay, bye.
So, Rax, we all know that this is going to be your first time voting. Tell me what that
Yeah.
experience is going to be like for you in terms of what you're excited about.
I think what it's gonna do for me. It's gonna let me know that I'm contributing to something bigger than myself, and I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm being about it. Because for so long, and I know I'm not alone with this, but standing on the outside and just screaming about this and that and this should change and it's like, all right, but did you vote? And so I know it's gonna feel good to know that I played a small role, and that's the problem. I think the mentality of like my vote doesn't matter needs to be changed to my vote, albeit small, does matter. It's a role I'm playing, and if I play my part and you play your part and he and she plays their part, then we make a difference. But it'll feel. I have a feeling it's gonna feel very, very bigger than me. And I think when you realize that giving actually feels better than receiving, that's when you start wanting to do your part and contribute. So, voting is an easy way to give.
Yeah. To whom much is given, much is required, and you've been given a huge platform. We are so grateful for you, Russ. Philanthropist, artist, community activist, first-time voter. We appreciate you for doing this, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, la.
So cities like Atlanta and Chicago have been at the forefront of the discussions, especially now in this country when we're talking about COVID-19 and systemic racism, as well as police brutality and what we can do in this country. Again, we're continuing our conversation, letting you know that your voice is your vote and your vote is your voice. We can change where we are in this country. Currently, I'd like to welcome in Chicago Cubs right fielder Jason Hayward. I appreciate you.
Oh, he's from baseball.
I know you
Chicago
live in the
Cubs.
metropolitan area of Atlanta, more specifically McDonough. Let's be technical.
No.
And
It's gonna start in 10 minutes.
Throughout this entire time, in terms of what our country's been experiencing, let's look at the past month and a half, if you will. What has been the hardest thing for you to deal with?
The hardest thing for me to deal with, Carrie, this last month has just been going from the virus shutting everything down to us being called to action. We've had multiple police brutality situations.
Derek, whatever you do, don't panic.
Get the message out. But I really realized that I need to be a part of the positive.
Derek,
make sure that doesn't get
Jacob
lost.
and Christian in the same room always equals you raging.
From a reasonable, respectable person who cares about everyone
Yep.
involved.
A reasonable, respectable person who cares about everyone involved, which leads us to more than a vote. It is a beautiful
I just remember how much I
black
hated
athletes and artists. You are a part of that. Talk to me about why that's important for you right now.
I forgot how much I hated him.
Of that collective.
To me personally, it's
I'm probably
important
gonna
to be
start
a part
playing
of
it
it
tomorrow
because
because I just saw it and basically there is 24 hours left.
baseball and work as an excuse
For me,
not to
it's
get
24
educated,
hours
and not
left.
also to show people like at any moment in time, any walk of life, we can make a difference.
So tell me in your words, what does activism look like for you?
In my words, it looks like LeBron James, the biggest athlete right now on the planet, speaking up and breaking the ice for everyone. And I think for the first time, people see and hear from us. So now we have white teammates, we have other people speaking up and realizing, okay, like this is how we go about doing this. And to me, right now, social media, athletes speaking up, entertainers speaking up, like we're trying to do it more than a vote.
You said something I thought was so key because covering sports for so long, I know that it's tough for black players specifically in Major League Baseball to talk about how they feel. Adam Jones did it in a very eloquent way early on, but there are very few that are vocal. You said you all were afraid. Why use that word and why were you afraid?
We was afraid because in 2019 there were 68 of us total, and there are 38 teams. There's 25-man roster on each team. There's a 40-man roster, which is on each team as well. And, there aren't many of us, so we're outnumbered in that sense, but not always in a negative way when it comes to our teammates and our clubhouses. But to get to this point, you have to move a certain way. You got to be careful what you say. You can't ruffle feathers. You can't come off in any way. Much like other black entertainers, much like yourself. Probably having to live through life every day, but to get to the highest level, you gotta button up, you gotta be seen and not heard. So baseball is, like I said, it was time for us to try and speak up and make a difference and show it's okay to do so because we can't be quiet any longer.
That is a button up, be quiet, be seen but not heard. That is an expression that a lot of black folks can relate to in whatever aspect of professionalism.
Another
that
thing that I hate about
especially
Jacob.
if they don't work for themselves. They just feel that. That is also a socialization.
You just mute this kid.
Surface that so many of us who were in whatever positions we were, who had platforms, were tired of pretending, looking the other way, and spending so much time making others comfortable while we were uncomfortable. Do you feel that this is the type of movement that is sustainable, or is it just for a time?
No, it takes everyone joining in on the conversation, and right now I feel like more than ever, there is little things as possible to
you just saw how Derek just said, I'm playing Rocket Arena without you. That's basically flexing that he can get Rocket Arena, but both of us can't. Oh, party moving in 5 minutes.
Yeah. But now we're having those conversations as well. So I definitely think this is sustainable, and it's not always just going to be the popular thing to do.
Party, the concert's going to be in 5 minutes, or whatever is going to be in 5 minutes.
Jason, you said you think it's sustainable, that what you're seeing, especially with your colleagues in baseball, that this can be something where you're feeling more comfortable, feeling more safe to share how you feel about social injustice and police brutality. What are you doing right now in this moment?
Wait, Jacob hasn't left.
Yeah, they're gonna leave Royale Arena.
Is joining up with more than a vote and joining up with other athletes and entertainers to get that message out and use our platform in that sense as a group. And trying to create a brand with this to make it something that's not just about the election coming, make sure that it's about people getting educated for years to come and figure out where to vote and how to vote. We've got people in different areas that cover different demographics and influence different areas of people. And as a baseball player, as a black baseball player, I feel like now, like we talked about, it's finally the time to show people that you can use your voice in this profession. You don't have to be afraid. And to me, that can help help a kid growing up. He can see me, he can see other guys that were in the video we posted saying, hey, this is what they're standing for. They're speaking up for these things, and it's okay to want to play baseball. It's not lame. It's not something I have to be as afraid of as I was before. So I feel like that's my role in this. I have a younger brother as well. He's 24. He also plays baseball. So I've got to lead by example. I can't just always come up with a good answer that sounds good on TV when I get asked a question on what do we need to do to make changes. So I'm joining up here to make sure that I take action and get educated myself. For one, so many people, I feel like in Atlanta, they're on the move.
Party moving in 3 minutes.
Vote and try and cast your vote. You have to do it by mail. You have to sign up for that.
Dude, look at my stream.
Ballot. Then you have to get another ballot in return. They have to send it back to you. Well, for me,
party moving in 3 minutes.
Send that back until it was too late. Right? We didn't get it in the mail.
You sound like a mastermind. Like,
house. We didn't get that in the mail until it was too late. And then from other friends and family that are still in Georgia right now, I just hear about them being held in lines too long and trying to get off work. And we know how it is for any family, but let alone a black family in the city or in the suburbs trying to take care of their family and trying to provide for them. You try to get off work, and then you're like, wait a minute. You start looking at the clock. It's like, oh, this is not going to happen today, right? And so I saw, Mayor Keisha Bottoms, reach out via social media to people and say, hey, I'm going to address these issues right now. I need y'all to stay in line to cast your votes. Keep hanging in there. So to me in Georgia, that's what that looks like.
Well, it's interesting that you even bring that up because there have been all these images specifically from Georgia, because that's such a battleground, where you see people, especially when it came to the primaries, doing whatever it takes. And this is real life voter suppression that you're talking about. It's been happening for decades. It's not fake. What you're saying, these examples of sending you your ballot too late after the fact or shutting down the polls at 6 o'clock while people still are in line, that's a real life issue. There needs to be some type of change. And I think that what we're doing right now is fair, but the idea of voter suppression, do you think that is well known, especially with folks, within the generation, your generation?
I think it's known in our communities, right? I don't think it's spoke on enough. I don't think there's been enough light drawn to it. Bring it to light. Let people hear about it. Let people learn about what that looks like. And get more people to say, okay, look, like this is going to happen. We have to expect this, and we can no longer make the excuse. We can't say they didn't warn us.
Jason, everybody knows, or it feels as if everyone knows, that the time is now. America's paying attention to us. We have their eyes. We have their ears. If you look toward the future, what are you most excited about in terms of seeing the change?
dude, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35. Dude.
The biggest athletes, the biggest icon.
Derek. Dude, this thing is gonna start in 24, 23, 22, 21.
You saw rioting, you saw looting. People still stood their ground. People still went out there and said, look,
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Unapologetically. We out here. We doubling down. Thank you so much.
What the?
I appreciate you.
Right.
What the? There's no concert.
Hey everybody, I am so excited.
Look at my life.
A friend, a brother, family member, if you will, former colleague, NBA great, sports analyst, philanthropist. He does it all, and he's here to give us his time.
It's telling me either to ready up or return to lobby.
And that is voting. Everybody, welcome Jalen Rose to We the People.
Yeah, it's either telling me to ready up or
for the people who
return to lobby.
Look up to you. Why is it so important that you use your platform to talk about voting?
Initially, we have to get past the stigma of the
Fine. Copyright strikes. Here we go.
Alright, my nephew is going. Okay, am I? You're live.
Hey, I'm invite.
Alright.
Yeah, already invited. Do you want to try to flux? Pick up. Yes, but be quick. I hate it. What does KO stand for? Knockout? Oh, cause I was always wondering what does KO mean? Oh. Hurry up. Oh, she also goes invincible. And when you throw the giant cat, shoot at the giant cat and it goes bigger and bigger. Our teammate is AFK. Oh, he left.
I am back.
A thief
I guess I'm
face.
just waiting for the shop to be in 13 minutes. I mean, the event is still
Oh, I know.
the event's still going on, but
Look, shoot the big
wait,
cat
I'm gonna go back to the event just in case see what happens.
and shoot at it so it could go bigger.
Guys, the aqua tournament is gonna start in 13 minutes.
For me, it's gonna start in 2 days.
Boogas is gonna start in like I don't know what time.
Wait, it's weird. Okay, yeah, there we go. 13 minutes. Alright, come to my lobby.
Fine. I went to the event, but fine. I guess I'll go back to lobby.
Hurry up, the aqua duo, hurry up.
Fine,
Wait, Jacob, are you also gonna
fine.
participate
Also, I
in
might
the
leave in like
aqua?
20 minutes.
Why?
Because for the randomest reason ever, I mean, for no reason basically, it's because my grandpa wants to go see his dad. For no reason, I could just stay here. We have to go over to my great grandpa's house for no reason.
Hey, but at least be grateful that you're gone, because that's probably the last time that you're gonna see him.
It's not the last time I'm gonna see him. He still has a lot of years to live. Please, whatever you do. Yeah, please. Please, whatever you do, Jacob, please do not be his partner.
Oh yeah, that's like 12 minutes. We want to see Jacob.
Oh my god, I swear to God. And the best thing is that and the worst thing is that she knows that I'm live streaming and she just wants to make it embarrassing for me.
Yeah, end it. Bro, you came out of nowhere, I swear, Jacob. I literally, oh, he's gonna die. You don't? It's because she reloads, and she only has 3 bullets. I don't like reloading characters, but she's okay for me. I mean, I would use her. I'll probably get her to like level 40. Yo! Yeah. Oh. Just give up, dude. Wait, it starts at 5 o'clock? Oh yeah. When the new item shop. Hopefully the Galaxy Girl comes out today. Hopefully it comes out today, even though it's gonna come up first. Wait, which one? The Galaxy Boy? Yeah, I prefer the Galaxy Boys bundle than the Galaxy Girls. But I like the pickaxes a little bit. I don't like the glider. I think the thing that I loved in the Galaxy Boy bundle the most was the glider. It was just so cool.
Hey, I'm back, guys. Huh? I mean, I don't know.
You have no option now?
I don't know. I don't think so.